Hey guys, Wraith calling, and the Frog in the Fog sent me a replay in, and we thought I'd give it a look over. It is on Erlenberg. It is an assault game, and he is in the Tier 8 German tank destroyer, the Rheinmetall Borsig. And we're going to see what he can do today, and I have not watched this video all the way through yet. I did look enough to cheat ahead and see the results. But he runs chocolate, and obviously camo net, and binoculars, and probably, I'd imagine, also runs a rammer of some sort. And we're going to see what he can do. He runs the short gun, which means it's the 150, which means it's going to be big and derpy and lots of boom behind it. Now, some guys prefer this, and some don't like this at all. They think that the 128 is a much better choice. And for my preference, I think I like the 128 better also. And surprisingly, what you'll notice here is Frog only runs 5 rounds of the heat ammo, and a lot of guys that run the 150 that on this and on the E100 run lots of heat ammo because of the kind of mediocre penetration at only 235 it gives you. But he's top tier, so the standard AP rounds for the 150 should be just fine for top tier for against tier 6, 7 tanks, and maybe in some tier 8s. When he does run chocolate, he's trying to squeeze the most he can probably out of the reload time and get the best thing out you can. I know most of the team, Lemming Trains looks like down the 9-0 line. It's just him and a medium tank and a lone heavy, and there's a couple of heavies way in the background, kind of monkeying around. Now you do, if you haven't noticed yet, all of the languages in German. So I'm 95% sure that the Frog is also German, or he just likes having his Xbox in German as the base language for the Xbox, so maybe that's all it is. But I'm pretty sure Frog is actually German, which means he probably laughs every time I butcher a German name for some of these tanks like the Rheinmetall Borsig. His first shot there looks like a KV-85 off in the distance. He aims in, squeezes one off. Boom, big hit for 305. Took the rest of his hit points, and that gives him his first kill. And he's alright, as long as he's got tanks up there to spot for him, he should do pretty good. And he's kind of being a little cautious, and that's okay. The Borsig does not have a lot of armor, not at all. And guys like to shoot the gun mantle with the HE and do lots of damage to these things. So they are vulnerable to HE attacks. But they are small and low profile. And the other issue with the 150 is because the PC version runs individuals and the Xbox run groups of upgrades. This is not very fast. Well, it looks like it's fairly quick, but if you run the 150, you don't have the final engine upgrade, I don't believe. It's been a long time since I've actually played the Rheinmetall. So now he's aiming in on an IS, looking to zoom in, trying to squeeze off a shot. There are some houses and some structure down there. Ooh, he sticks out and sees a Jackson. This is not going to end well for the Jackson at all, and he's been deleted. Even if he ran HE, he probably would have derped the Jackson into oblivion because they don't have a lot of armor to start with. And if he's willing to sit there and get shot, I don't blame him. I would have took the same shot and punished the Jackson as well. Back to the IS-3. There is T1, and they ate most of him. M6 ate most of his hit points up. And it's actually not bad sitting up here. He's getting, as long as those guys keep spotting for him, he can sit here all day. The guns, it's okay for accuracy. And the reload's a little slow. Like I said, he's running chocolate and probably has a rammer, so he's trying to squeeze the best he can out of it. And he's pushing down here. He notices that there's guys threatening his team, and this is an assault, so they're supposed to be attacking. He's still got guys that have not really left the spawn yet. And you never want to see that. He does fire at the KV and doesn't get any hit markers. The big KV-4 sitting back there on top of the hill. He gets spotted again. He's waiting patiently for it to zoom in. Hopefully he gets a chance to sit still. This is like playing the KV-2. It's a real long aim time. And 745 hit points. He has half his hit points he just took away from him. And he's aiming it again. And the KV-4 is just going to let him sit here and shoot. Not probably the smartest thing in my book. No, and I just had half my hit points erased. And just had the other half erased as well. So someone else did a couple of shots, but basically he two hit a tier 8 heavy tank. That's why some guys like running the 150, 15 centimeter, 150 millimeter. It's the same thing. He's creeping up. There's a Churchill, and this is going to be unfortunate for the Churchill because he's not going to have the armor to stop this thing. He's working his way. He's trying to support the team to get them to move, but the fact that they're not moving is not going to bode well in an assault game. Well, I guess if it's an assault made near the defender, it's one thing, but these guys are supposed to be attacking. They haven't moved. Now they're outnumbered. He's got the back of a Churchill. This is not going to end well for the Churchill, and he gets deleted as well. Watching this game, I want to go back and buy the Borsig and roll around with the 150 also. I like derpy guns though. Tiger 2 is sitting behind the hill there. There are some disadvantages to the Borsig. It's not very fast. It does not have good armor. The 150 has terrible reload speed. So there are some disadvantages, but it's a very stealthy machine. If you run one of the different packages, it actually gets fairly quick. Not fast by any means, but quicker, I should say, with a slightly better reload. It basically gets the E75's gun as the final gun, which is pretty good. He does get spotted. He's trying to be cautious now. T-150 is not paying attention and hits him and lights him on fire. And just one shot at tier 6 heavy tank. And there's the Tiger 2. He has been spotted, so he's kind of ducks back down the hill till he thinks he's unspotted. He goes back up. I'm not sure who spotted him last time. Probably the T-150, because the Tiger 2's tucked down behind that hill. You can just barely see the top. And he's going to try to squeeze off a cheeky little shot. Nope, changes his mind. Someone takes a shot at him. There's the 152. That's not something that he wants to counter with. Ooh, snaps a shot into him. Takes most of his health. I think if he may have rolled a little better, he may have one-shot the ISU. I'm sorry, SU-152. But I know the SU-152, if it's got the BL9, could have one-shot him. Or come close to it with a very good roll. Borsig does have 1,100 hit points, so it may not have been one-shot. I don't remember what the base damage. I think the average damage on the 150 millimeter 152 that the SU and the ISU get, he makes it look easy. Makes it look too easy. I think the average damage for the big Russian gun on the SU-152 is 950. So maybe he could have one-shot the Borsig. Maybe, if not, he would have ruined his day. Now, because he's not throwing HE, had he been throwing HE, he probably wouldn't do quite the much damage, but definitely would have done a lot of internal damage, killed some crew members, damaged components. Again, the guys, I don't know, I think one of those tank destroyers has got to be AFK, but sitting back there at the base at this point, I've been really frustrated. You may have heard me turn into a sailor for a little while. He does have 6 kills right now. And I don't blame him for being cautious. 2 minutes left. They almost can't cap. It's almost a lost game at this point. You can see Frog is trying to get them motivated. Come on, we have to go find these guys. We have to light them up. We have to kill them. There's the Tiger 2. Gonna try to creep up and get another shot. I can only imagine the rest of the enemy team is camped back in the corner. Probably like B2, 3, 4, and A3, A4 area. The Tiger 2 is a little forward. And there is another M6 sitting back there. He lines him up. Squeezes off a shot and hits the rest, takes the rest of his hit points and kills him. Backs off. There's an IS-3 behind him now. He turns around to face the IS-3. At this point, it's just a matter of just trying to stay alive, I think. He's got a shot for Radley Walters. He's got 7 kills. And he can still get the Radley Walters even in a defeat, which is not the way you really want to get a Radley Walters, but what can you say? So the numbers are still not bad. It's 4 on 4. Time's just going to run out. I think this is going to be a loss just from based on time. It's eating away. So I guess at this point, Frog's just, if I were Frog and what he's doing here, it looks like it's just playing for the damage and trying to walk away with the Radley Walters, which is 8 kills, one of the epic achievement medals. And again, his team just seems to be kind of everywhere where they need to be. There's less than 30 seconds on the clock now. We're slowly ticking down. He's got the IS-3 in front of him. I don't know. The IS-3 is probably going to get 2 shots off before he can get 1. does. Oh, puts it in the dirt before he hits it. Then I think that's it. I don't think he's going to get anything else done. Final 10 seconds of the game. So it looks like that's it. 7 kills. He's going to streak out and get one more hit. I don't think he's going to he can't one-shot the another 800 damage for the against the IS-3. And that's it. That's a defeat on an assault map. But the team did not help him out. I don't know how much more he could have carried. But walks with high caliber, obviously. First class mastery. Gets the Devastator for 7 kills, and obviously gets the top gun. 6,500 damage, 7 kills. Made 83,000 and 1,880 base XP. It's a very good game. Unfortunately, it looks like the team was just not working out. There's a number of tier 8 Jag Panther 2 down there who did nothing. That was probably the guy that was AFK. Well, thanks for sending in the replay, Frog. I do appreciate it. Thanks for watching, guys, and as always, keep your powder dry.